Welcome to Brea Talks, an insider's look into topics that affect your experiences in the city of Brea. Whether you live, work, or play here, we are bringing you the information you need to better understand your city. So now we invite you to listen in as Brea Talks.
Hello, and thank you for listening in. I'm Andrea Carvajal, and today Brea Talks the Hope Center. Located in Fullerton, the Hope Center is designed as a centralized home for street homeless outreach workers, and Brea has just recently onboarded there. A lot has gone into the development and execution of the new Hope Center. So to get a little more insight on how it came to be, I first sat down with Sue Kang, Executive Director of the North Orange County Public Safety Collaborative. Thanks for joining us, Sue. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your position with the city of Brea.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for having me here. So my name is Sue Kang, and I have been with Brea since July 3rd of this year as the Executive Director of the North Orange County Public Safety Collaborative. And it's a collaborative that I've been on since 2017, where we have 11 North Orange County cities working together on the focus areas of homeless outreach, youth violence prevention and intervention, and reentry services.
And we're happy to have you here. Can you talk to me more about the roots of this Hope Center, and where did this idea even stem from?
Sure. So the Hope Center is from the focus area of homeless outreach. Prior to 2017, each city was grappling with the issue of homelessness on their own without working by their neighboring cities, just trying to figure out how to manage or end homelessness city by city. It is a very complex issue, and one which, if not done in a collaborative manner, it really can't be managed in any other way but through a regional approach. So the Hope Center was born out of this collaboration through the North Orange County Public Safety Collaborative. And what the cities decided to do was to work together I think in the beginning was to end homelessness, to reduce it, and now to manage it, and really to house those that are unhoused, and really alleviate the local pain that each of the cities and each of the jurisdictions were feeling.
And this is amazing work. Can you tell me more about this collaborative? Who's involved in it, and what role does Brea kind of have?
Sure. So the city of Brea is the fiscal agency for the funds that support these three focus areas, and it is the North Orange County Service Planning Area cities of Anaheim, Brea, Buena Park, Cypress, Fullerton, La Palma, La Habra, Placentia, Stanton, Orange, and Yorba Linda.
Amazing memory, Sue. You know tons about this. We hear a lot about homelessness, and it isn't specific to one or two agencies, but is looked at more of a regional issue, like you've said. Can you help us understand what that means and why it's important to view it that sort of way instead of just one section?
Sure. So the complexity of it is that those that are unhoused, they were disconnected through, first and foremost, their family. And then they were disconnected through their friends. And then they ended up on the streets. And that disconnection is far and wide-reaching. And so it's not just one city stepping in to assist and to alleviate that, but also there are subject matter experts, community-based organizations that work specifically to support and to house those individuals that have been disconnected largely by their family and really the community itself. And so there are community-based organizations that do just housing. There are organizations that just do street outreach. And then there's street medicine. And there are housing skills and tenancy skills, supportive services. So you really have a very wide safety net of groups of people collaborating. And really what the Hope Center is standing in for is to coordinate those multiple layers of services so that each of the agencies know that we're helping one individual and we're sharing that information to help that individual.
Was it easy to kind of get everyone to collaborate in that sort of way?
I think in the beginning it was a novel idea, like, what? You're working on the same person that I'm working on? So that was a very aha moment for a lot of the agencies. So the coordination, it takes some effort, lots of communication and understanding. But when you look at it, there's mutual benefits, not only for the various partners collaborating on the same individual, but also the end result, that it is really a community that is assisting this individual and not one single individual or one single entity.
And with all the cities working together, I feel like they understand that as well.
Yes, that's the city is taking the lead. The cities are taking the lead.
Amazing. That's all great information, and this is such a huge effort. Can we talk about how it's being funded?
Sure. So there is no funding directly from the cities. This is coming from our elected at the federal level and also our state legislature. So the funds are completely provided by the state senators like Senator Newman, then Senator Padilla at the time for the Hope Center. So these are funds given to us to allocate for homeless outreach and engagement.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us about the beginnings of the Hope Center and the great work being done by the North Orange County Public Safety Collaborative.
Thank you.
Next, I had the chance to sit down with Jaime Espitia of the Brea Resource Center and talk more in detail about Brea's role and process regarding the Hope Center. Jaime, thank you so much for talking with us. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your current position?
Hi, yes. So thank you for having me. My name is Jaime Espitia, and I work for the city of Brea for the past 7.5 years now. I started off as a part-time administrative clerk in the community services department, and then I went on to work in the cultural arts program area as a full-time specialist. I did that for about 3 years, and then there was an opportunity at the resource center that needed help, and I totally love human services program because I did that at my past employment for 8 years, and I realized that I really missed it and I wanted to go back to where my passion and my heart is. So I took on that opportunity. For the past 2 years, I've been housed at the resource center, and just recently I was promoted to the supervisor at the resource center. I love what I do, and I love coming into work every day because that's where my heart and passion are.
Congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you.
Now that the Hope Center is very new, but Brea's efforts in trying to assist the unhoused population in the area is not. Can we talk about a little bit of the past efforts?
Yes, so the Brea Resource Center and the police department have always partnered together to help with these homeless outreach efforts, to take either bringing them into our resource center and giving them the resources that we can, or calling shelters to figure out what bed availability there is, or any type of concerns that clients would call in about regarding our homeless clients. Currently now we are still going to go in that direction, where we'll have our homeless outreach coordinator housed out of the resource center, and they will continue to partner with our police liaison officer and kind of have like the Hope Center be our dispatch. So basically they'll be answering the calls for us, but we'll still be going out to these calls and servicing the homeless clients as needed.
Just a little more of a space so they can go instead of just you guys.
Exactly. And the city is partnering in this regionally, which means that the Orange County is working together to address these homeless concerns, to focus their efforts on doing the outreach at a more faster pace and trying to alleviate those calls that are going into 911. And then it's just an added benefit for the city to have. Not a lot of cities have this benefit, and so we're excited to take on this opportunity.
This is exciting. I have some stats here that are pretty eye-opening. In 2021, our 911 dispatch received nearly 1,000 homeless-related calls for service, and in 2022, that number jumped 12%. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. So what we're asking, unless it's an emergency, we want people to call the Hope Center instead of calling 911. This not only lightens the call hold to dispatch, allowing them to focus more on life-threatening emergencies, but it gets the right resources and field experts to these individuals, hopefully resulting in a better outcome a lot faster.
Can we talk a little bit more about how that works? So instead of 911, we call this Hope Center, and then what happens?
So during the hours of Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., you'll actually get a live dispatcher operator answering your call. When you call them, they'll ask you basic questions such as the location of the individual, the description of the individual, and kind of what seems to be the concern in your opinion. And they will take down your name and number, and the benefit of that is that you'll actually get a phone call back from the Hope Center, letting them know what resources they were able to give to these individuals and what is next, the next steps. After this, they'll send out two outreach homeless coordinators, one of them being our own, and then one of them possibly being from the Hope Center. And once they go to these individuals, they'll have an interaction with the Hope Center and hopes to get the services done that are needed at that time.
That's awesome. I know Brea has only just recently onboarded with the Hope Center, but do we already have any success stories that you would like to share?
Yeah, actually we do. Recently we had an elderly gentleman living on Brea Boulevard in that vicinity. We got a few phone calls regarding this elderly gentleman who wasn't really wanting to speak to any of the police officers at the time. So we sent out Hope Center and our homeless outreach coordinator, and they were able to assist him finally in getting him in with the Volunteers of America, who basically housed him in a hotel right now, and he's waiting to get his apartment finalized. And as of now, I believe he will be in an apartment by next week.
That's amazing. And I hope you get even more success stories just from this starting. And you already have such a response, so I can only imagine how much more it's going to.
Absolutely.
Well, it sounds like this resource is already making such a great impact, not only on Brea, but our neighboring cities as well. Thank you of your continued work with some of our community's most vulnerable population.
Thank you so much for having me and allowing me to inform our community. We are here to help. I am looking forward to partnering with our agencies to bring on even more resources to our center soon. And just remember, we are here to get the right resources to the right person at the right time.
We often see those in need of assistance out in our community. Please remember that the best way to help them is to call the Hope Center at 657-243-1884. Live dispatch is currently available Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. And the plan is for their availability to increase in the near future. But you can always leave a message after hours, and together we can help those in need. That's it for this episode of Brea Talks. This episode and all episodes of Brea Talks are available wherever you get your podcast, as well as on Brea TV and Brea's YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, rate, and review. Thanks so much for listening in as Brea Talks.